The IRGC fired on another ship. They're not letting up, and they are only going to escalate the closer we get to the United States midterms to put some pressure on Donald Trump. Undoubtedly, they're going to talk to the Democrats and say, listen, we're going to put some pressure on you, Donald Trump, your president, as long as you Democrats also ramp up the pressure at the midterms, and we're all going to be great. We're going to make a deal after you Democrats take over in a couple years. Everything's going to be great. So they're ramping up pressure nonstop, firing missiles every single day now, and hitting ships almost every single day. The rate used to be one every 4 days. One ship hit every 4 days. It's almost a ship a day at this point. And so we have something great for you guys today. And it's a great piece of news. Also, it's a great piece of propaganda for the Islamic Republic. What they're reporting is quite different than the truth. Let's start off with what happened in Iraq today, which is a great indicator for the Iranian people's freedom. If you've been watching the show, I've been saying that the PMF, the al-Shaabi militia of the IRGC, is their most important one. Well, things are taking a great turn here. In that chair is Prime Minister Al-Zaidi. Now, why? Who is he? Why is he important? He's the guy who's been cracking down on corruption in Iraq. He's arresting all of these IRGC politicians and everyone. And to his left there, you can see Brad Cooper, side profile. They just met today. Their topic was disarming Iraqi terrorist militias by September 30th. This isn't the first meeting they've had about it, but it is the first meeting after the United States has cleared its troops from northern Iraq, reinforced its troops in the rest of Iraq, the middle and south part, and Al-Zaidi has drafted the law to get rid of the militias, plus readied his counter-terrorism forces. It seems like all the building blocks are in place, and this meeting was to finally coordinate exactly what they're going to do. You can see the generals left on the left there, as long with the Iraqi generals on the right. So they had an extensive meeting here. Armin, this is a huge piece of good news, in my opinion. I'm going to ask you guys a question.
Yes.
Armin, if you were the PMF, would you wait until September 30th for the United States and the Iraqis to come knocking on your door?
Nope.
Seems like things are going to happen pretty fast at this point.
Something
This
did
is
happen.
great news.
You know, Qaani was in Iraq meeting with these people. You know that, right?
Correct.
Oh.
Absolutely. So we covered that for you guys, and Qaani is the IRGC commander in charge of all the terrorist militias throughout the Middle East. He made a surprise visit to Baghdad a couple nights ago. Well, it turns out his secret visit, as we've reported, was correct. It was actually about uh, gathering up the militias, knowing their strength and their troops. And then he also issued a private message to Al-Zaidi himself. And he told Al-Zaidi, you need to extend the September 30th deadline. Now, that's interesting. He didn't say, hey, man, like, stop. He just said, extend the September 30th deadline. Here's what the Islamic Republic is reporting about this news. Look at this, guys. This is Farce News, the IRGC affiliated news in Iran, the state media. This is what they said. They said the Iraqi prime minister's meeting with the commander of the terrorist organization CENTCOM. And then they they even said that Al-Zaidi told Brad Cooper that you have to withdraw all US military forces from Iraqi soil by September 30th. So that's what the IRGC are reporting.
So, oh my. So this is what's happening, right? Iraqi people want all the war out of Iraq. They want United States military out, Islamic Republic military out, US investments in. So the Islamic Republic is losing in Iraq, and they're trying to spin it as a win by pointing out that the Americans are leaving as well. But what they're not pointing out is that the Americans are leaving with the condition that the Islamic Republic forces will be leaving as well. So this is not a win for the Islamic Republic. And Ghani was in Iraq begging these people for, instead of disarming al-Shaabi, for them to trust al-Shaabi to store the weapons in a separate area or something without actually giving up their weapons. And then the Iraqis told them, Ghani, no way. The only way we have a deal with the Americans, we are going to completely push on disarming al-Shaabi. There is no other way. So this is going to be a huge loss for the Islamic Republic, and I think they're going to resist it.
Yes. Let's talk about how they're going to resist it. So, again, guys, this is a massive step. If this is implemented correctly, the Iranian people are not just one step closer to freedom, they're like 50 steps closer to freedom. It's a massive, massive blow to the IRGC suppression capabilities. They're going to resist it, Armin. Here's what they're going to do. Qaani, the commander of all the terrorist militias, is going to tell them, fight. Defend yourselves when the time comes to it. When the US and the Iraqi forces come knocking on your door, fight them. They're going to fight. I have yet to see the United States lose in a military conflict, in a direct head-on conflict with any, military, much less terrorist militias. So they'll get destroyed. They'll get destroyed and they'll start retreating into Iran. That is the key moment. When they start retreating, if the United States has set a perimeter and they do destroy these Iraqi convoys retreating into Iran, we know the US is going for regime change. If they allow these militias to cross over into Iran, and then maybe that's their goal, then this thing is going to drag out. There's going to be other ways to deal with it. So I need Brad Cooper to personally oversee. I need him to look with eyes above from drones or whatever and look at these convoys of these terrorists going into Iran, and I want them gone. I want A-10s strafing up the highway of death, 2.0. So I'm anxiously going to be waiting for that. September 30th is the deadline. They're going to act sooner than that. No one waits for an enemy to come knocking on their door. And Al-Zaidi, in my opinion, is not going to move this deadline because he's been pushing this deadline for 3 months. Ever since I started YouTube, he's starting this September 30th deadline. He's been doing everything in preparation to get rid of it. He cut the funding by going after the politicians. He met with Hegseth, the Pentagon, Brad Cooper multiple times, drafting up plans on how to deal with it. He reorganized his generals. He rebuilt the Iraqi counter-terrorism force, and he is ready to go. Of course, the United States is going to be backing him on this, and that is a huge indicator for which is this going to go successfully or not. I felt much better after seeing that today.
My name is Armin Navabi. I'm an Iranian political analyst with decades of experience fighting the Islamic regime inside and outside of Iran. Make sure you follow me for more, and also make sure you join our discussion group. I'm there almost every single day. Come talk to me there and the rest of the people there in our group calls. It's a great place to meet and talk to people who like talking about politics. The link is in the description and or in the bio. You could also get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you there.